Hello, good evening. My name is Vedam Jaishankar, and I bring to you glad tidings from the end of the third day's play of the third test between India and England. India finished the third day on the driving seat thanks to a day of brilliant punches and counter punches. India's counter punches were right top drawer stuff and they really came across very well. But before that, first things first. If England's baseball has a self destruct button or a kill switch, it must be activated as soon as possible. Because frankly, it's only leading to their doom. While it may be exciting for a lot of people to see baseball kind of cricket, what is the results that it is fetching them? While the means are important, the end is also important. And that is where England must sit back and do a little bit of thinking. This Indian team is missing a lot of its top players, whether batsmen, spinners, fast bowlers, wicket keeper, a lot of them are missing. So I would say about five or six at least of the first choice players are missing. Yet this team is actually running England ragged. And that England must understand that in Indian conditions, their baseball doesn't work. There's no point in saying this is the way we play cricket. You need to play to the situation. Any good cricketer will tell you, you need to play to the situation. You can't say, I'm just a hitter or I'm just a defender and play like that. No. You have to play according to a situation, and how adept you are at playing according to a situation is what makes you a top drawer cricketer or a sportsman. Now, England, I think, have forgotten that somewhere down the line. I would not say that they're not top drawer cricketers. Some of them are brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But I think they've got so sucked in by this baseball concept that they have forgotten what they're here for. They have to have a result, positive result. And that is why they're here, not to just be entertainers. Entertainers are there in circuses. That's okay. But you're a top drawer sportsman. You got to win matches for your sides. And the way they played today, I think it was quite shocking. Because when they walked into the match today, 207 for 2, chasing 445, it was actually India who were in the dumps. Their number one spin bowler, Ashwin, was not available. It pulled out of the test, owing to some emergency in his house. So, which meant India had just 4 bowlers. And these are 4 bowlers that England should have been able to tackle. And when you look at the 4 bowlers, you'll know that somebody like Bumrah is the number one bowler. So, you need to look after him, ensure that you don't take chances against him, and go after the others if required. Otherwise, play to the ball. Play to the moment, play to the situation. Had England done that for the first maybe couple of hours, we would have been through. But from day one, on day two, we saw that early clutch of wickets falling early in the morning. Despite that, Joe Root played a reverse sweep against Bumrah and got caught at second slip. I mean, what a way to start the day. You're on even keel and you have everything to play for to maybe even go ahead, and you have lost your main batsman to a ridiculous shot. I mean, that's a ridiculous shot. But people who have enjoyed these ridiculous shots right through because it was baseball, must also accept that these ridiculous shots will bring them down every now and then. But my point is not getting out. My point is, when do you pull this out? Do you pull it out so early in the morning when both of you are just trading punches? That was wrong. And really, England never recovered from that. Of course, Decade played brilliantly. He played brilliantly yesterday. He played brilliantly today too. There was nothing wrong with the way he played. But all around him, suddenly Johnny Bairstow got a brilliant Chinaman from Kuldeep Yadav. It was like Shane Warne's ball of the century. He turned sharply, trapped him, pegged him back on the stumps. 4 down so early in the morning. Even before many people had even sat down to have their cup of coffee, they were 4 down. And from there it was a downhill slide. Because Ben Stokes is really not the person who plays baseball. He actually activates his other players, encourages them to play that. But if you really look at it, he and Crawley are the batsmen who don't play baseball. They play more conventional style of cricket. And Ben Stokes pulls out his strokes only after he's well set. But then this time he had made about 46 runs, probably well set, but chose the wrong ball to hit. It's always the case because when you play baseball, you have to be lucky all the time. The bowler needs to be lucky just once. And that once was enough. So he was caught at long on of Jadeja. And that was a breakthrough that India really wanted. And in no time it was all over because Siraj came back and bowled superbly. Two brilliant Yorkers that he bowled got him 2 wickets. Two brilliant Yorkers. Even if somebody like Bumrah was taking a rest, Bumrah had done his job. He got rid of Root. After he had settled down, Siraj came and bowled superbly. He never gave them the leg that they wanted, kept bringing the ball back, and he rotated. He had a lot of good short stuff, and then followed it up with two brilliant Yorkers. So Siraj picked up 4 wickets in all. Kuldeep Yadav and Jadeja picked up 2 wickets apiece. Bumrah got one, Ashwin had taken another, and England were through. They were finished. 126 runs lead. Yesterday, I was talking to you about India should get about 60 runs lead or 70 runs lead. And this is a bonus 126 runs, and you have to bat last. That's where I think England missed a trick. The baseball hasn't worked. Frankly, we are midway through the series, and the baseball, it might have worked in the first test, but otherwise, the second test and now the third test, all at the wrong time, and it's just coming apart. Now, why I say coming apart is it's always going to be a challenge to bat last on the fifth day. So tomorrow is the fourth day. India would need to push this match right through, see how deep they can bat tomorrow. But today what happened was somebody like Jaiswal. Jaiswal has already become an outstanding batsman for India. He is just 23 years of age and he is very inexperienced. But look at it this way. He is already your number one batsman. He's your main batsman. He got an 80 in the first test. He got a double 100 in the second test. And now already he got 102, 103. He's batting. He had to retire hurt. But look at the boy, 23 years of age, gone through a lot of hardship to reach where he has reached. And, he looks like he will conquer England again and again and again. The English bowlers are struggling against him. Every test they've given him runs. And today he took about 80 balls to get to his first 50. He was very watchful. He lost his skipper, Rohit Sharma, to a poor shot. Rohit, in fact, tried to sweep. He doesn't usually sweep. But he tried to sweep today. That the ball went beneath his bat virtually. It was very pitched up to him. Went beneath his bat and trapped him LBW. He lost his skipper very early, but found a very good partner in Gill. And Gill knew what he had to do. He was just holding his end up while Jaiswal, I beg your pardon, Yashasvi Jaiswal, in the second part of his batting, that is the first 50 he got in about 80 balls, the second 50 he just went hammer and tongs at the bowlers. The English bowlers didn't know what hit. Maybe they were facing baseball after all, because he started hammering them, clobbering them for huge sixes. I think he had 5 sixes in his knock. Huge sixes, cut and pulled and drove brilliantly. And got to his 100. And what a joyous moment it was. What it did actually, this 100, is one, yes, it stamped his authority on the English cricket. But more than that, it gave India a tremendous lead. At the end of the third day's play, India is leading with 322 runs. We still have 8 wickets in hand. And 322 runs to bat on the last pitch, last day, last innings is going to be very difficult. So if India can add, let's say, another 150 runs tomorrow, even if it is by tea time, it doesn't matter. We have all the time in the world. But, the thing is not to lose wickets early and not to allow England to consolidate or even come back into the game. Gill also played brilliantly. Gill really played brilliantly. He left his whatever bad innings that he had earlier, he just left it behind and played very well. And later they were trying to test him with the short balls, but he came across brilliantly with his pull shots, with his short arm jabs, and he got away. But both Patidar got out very poorly. He got out very poorly in the first innings. He got out very poorly in the second innings also. Another thing that we noticed also was Decade. Decade played very well whenever the ball was bowled to him at his body. But when it was bowled away from him, he didn't have the reach. And today he got out to a rank bad ball from Kuldeep Yadav. That was a left arm leg spin, and it was going away from the left hand batsman. And it was a short pitch delivery away from him. But like I said, one Decade doesn't have the reach, and he wanted to play everything. Maybe he would have wanted to hit it over cover. He possibly was thinking about his favorite shot, playing square of the wicket. But without the reach, he didn't get the meat of the bat. It got to the bottom of the bat and he got out. So Patidar also got out in a similar fashion. He was not over the ball. He was withdrawing, and the ball was, it was short ball. It was what we really call a donkey drop, and not really coming onto the bat. He played a very poor shot at a very inopportune time because there was hardly about 2 hours to go for close of play. He just needed to shut the shutters down and then carry on for the next day. He didn't do that. So Kuldeep Yadav came once more. He came back as a night watchman. But what we'd seen at the end of the day is India have a lead of 322 runs. A 126-run lead, first innings lead. Add to that the second innings score. They've lost 2 wickets. Yashasvi Jaiswal will come back and bat tomorrow. Yes, we will be missing Ashwin as a batsman, and we will be missing Ashwin the bowler. But there will be a substitute fielder for him. That's okay. But considering that we have 4 bowlers, it would be a good idea to get about at least another 150 runs tomorrow, which would set England a target of maybe 470, 480 runs. In the last innings, on the last day, 1.5 days to go, if that's the kind of target they're going to chase against somebody like Jadeja or even Kuldeep Yadav or the fast bowlers reversing, I think England it'll be a no-go for them, whether they play baseball or whatever ball they play. I don't think they'll get it through. So very important again, we've seen that the first 3 days, wickets were lost early. Today too was the same case. So tomorrow also, unless India plays well, puts in a lot of effort and ensures that England doesn't break through in the morning, doesn't make a comeback in the morning, we should get about 150 runs tomorrow. If India gets about 150 runs tomorrow, I think the champagne bottles can start popping tomorrow evening itself. Anyway, it's a good match. It's a good series. India is not the best team right now, but in England, even this team is too much for England. Their baseball has flopped and flopped miserably, and today is a classic example when it just fell apart. So an exciting day's play in the offing tomorrow. Let's have a look, first hour tomorrow, whether things go well there or England really take my advice, use the kill switch or the self-destruct button and stop this baseball. Good evening.